Welcome back. Let's speak to Vivian. While I was starting up my recording software, she actually walked past me and went up here, I think. So let's go and find her. Yeah, there she is.
Welcome. Hey, how come I haven't seen you here before? I thought I knew all of the clerics in Abessa.
I haven't been here long.
The same with me. I haven't been with the clerics for long. I have been a member of almost all of the factions, except the elves. And I hope I don't get captured and turned into one of those emotionless husks.
What do you mean you've tried all of the factions?
That's a long story. If you're really interested in my tale, then I will tell you, of course.
Calculating interest in human narrative. Interest at 0%. Deactivating attention unit.
That was like interesting comment. Let's let Vivian walk away from that guy that's drilling. Or well, yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay, let's speak to her.
Tell me your story. How did you end up joining the clerics?
Right, I'll give you the full version. Well, the short version of the full version.
Just get on with it.
Okay, I'll try to keep it short. So, I grew up in Goliath in Edan. My father and mother were both born berserkers, and so that meant I was too. Back then, Bajar ruled over Goliath. As a child, I had no interest in the laws, of course. But when I was about 12 years old, one of the warlords came to our home. He took my parents, and I was left on my own to survive in the city. I remember him. I remember my parents leaving. And I remember me screaming. But everything else is gone. It's just a blur.
What happened to your parents?
Well, what else? They were exiled. Nobody ever told me why they were exiled. I still don't know what they did, even today. I hate the Berserker laws. Nothing against the Berserkers. They're just people. It's the laws I hate. I think what the Berserkers want to do with Magalan is right. But I can never forgive them for what they did to my parents. Why was I punished for whatever my parents did? Why wasn't I told what had happened? I swore never to return, and I haven't set foot in Edan again.
Where did you go?
Wherever I needed to survive. That meant running from reavers and wild animals. It didn't take long for some reavers to take me captive. And then, I don't want to talk about that. I was lucky, though. After several years, the reavers were attacked by some of the Duke's outlaws, and they took me back to Tavar. I learned how to fight, how to live off scrap. Life wasn't much different from Edan, but there wasn't the same raptor shit. The laws. You could be who you were, and no one judged you.
Then why didn't you remain with the outlaws?
Because the reavers who'd taken me captive came to the fort and wanted to speak to the Duke. I think they wanted to take me back. I fled when they saw me. I didn't want to be taken back, or for them to kill me to hide their crime. When I left the fort, I ran into a cleric patrol. They convinced me to go to the Hort with them. Not that I really needed that much convincing. All those hours taking scrap apart and putting it back together in Tavar really paid off there. The clerics recognized that I was good with technology. So, I've been working on mechs and AI systems since then. Building things. Trusted. Part of a team. And it's easier being with mechs. They don't judge anyone. They treat everyone the same. Like this place. I know it's not perfect. But outlaws, berserkers, clerics, even elves are seen as people. At least that's the vision. Not always the way it happens. That's another reason to maintain these mechs. To protect what we have here. Well, I hope you find your place in the world. It's good when you do.
What are you doing here in Abessa?
I take care of the mechs and drones here in the city, which means I coordinate and plan their maintenance and upgrades. When I'm lucky, I get to roll up my sleeves and do some of the actual maintenance. Which I'm having to do quite a lot, with all the technicians we're missing. Say, are you good with technology?
I know enough to work on mechs.
You do? Maybe we could take you on in a permanent position here in the city.
Do you think they would employ me?
That's true. Alois has security concerns about taking anyone who's not been in the city long enough. So, yeah, maybe I should look for someone else. On the other hand, if you're looking for some part-time work, I could still use your help. I have 4 people I've been told I should look at for taking the technician's job, but I don't have time to gauge their abilities. Would that be something you could do for me? I'd pay you.
Yeah, I'll talk to your candidates.
Great. The 4 names I have are Daryl, Naira, Rorik, and Riley. Though I'm really not sure about Riley. There's something about him I don't trust. But speak to each of them and let me know whether you think they might have the right skills and abilities for the job. Oh, and I'll need you to let me know about their loyalties. You know, can they work with clerics? Do they hate us? We'd be trusting them with the mechs and AI that defend the Dome City. So I don't want to employ anyone who might still be thinking about their faction, not our security.
About the candidates for technician,
Yes?
tell me about Naira.
Naira is an Alb separatist, so a bit of a long shot for loyalty. But she should have the technical ability we need. She's somewhere in the west of the city with the other separatists, in the slums.
You want to employ a separatist as a technician?
We need someone, and I don't think your faction always says who you are. Albs are usually very good with technology, but you're right. I don't know if we can trust her.
Tell me about Daryl.
Daryl is an outlaw. He's applied to be a technician, but I don't know why. So I want to know his motives and what his technical experience is. I'm hoping you can get that information. If he's skilled and trustworthy, then employing him might show that we do trust outlaws here. But I don't know that much about him. I don't even know where to find him.
What do you know about Rorik?
Rorik is a berserker. I think I last saw him somewhere around Vito's pub. It might seem weird to consider a berserker, but I was one once. And I know Rorik used to work extracting ELEX from machines in Goliath, so he knows about technology. And I think I could teach him everything else that he needs to know. And it would show that we were reaching out to the berserkers who have come to the Dome City. Their magic is very powerful, and they're strong warriors. We will need their help if the Albs attack us from Zakor. But it'll be important to find out if he's prepared to have anything to do with technology before we think of offering him the job. May Calam...
Okay, let's speak to all the candidates and pick one.
If even half of that is true...
Are you coming to see me?
About...
Hey, we already kind of spoken to him, so let's speak to Daryl.
Vivian sent me to talk to you about the technician's job.
Yeah, good. And I'd like to apply for the job. And I'm willing to pay any price to get it. While I'm certain there must be people better qualified than me, there isn't anybody who will pay you as much as I will.
How good are you with technology?
Absolutely crap. I don't know one end of a screwdriver from, well, a hammer, to be honest. But I'm a fast learner, and if I have someone I can ask, then the rest won't be a problem. And did I mention the whole financially rewarding aspect of selecting me as the candidate?
What do you think about the clerics?
What's this got to do with the job? This job is about technical reliability. And I can assure you that I am technically reliable. And as for my interests, you can count on me being a pacifist. I want to do anything to avoid a war. And the better access I have to new information, the better equipped I'll be to ensure a war doesn't suddenly break out without anybody seeing it coming.
I've heard enough.
Okay. And remember to put in a good word for me with Vivian. I'll make it worth your while.
Okay, so he's not interested to be a technician, he wants to spy for the outlaws. Let's... no, that's not Naira. She should be like somewhere around here. Yeah, there she is.
What do you want from me, Cleric? To drive me off? Or maybe even have me killed? You don't scare me. Your people are a plague upon this land. Although, there is something different about you. Do you usually spend time with people like us?
I was an Alb myself once.
Yes. You stopped taking ELEX. That is rare, which makes me question how you did it.
Vivian sent me. About the technician job.
I am without question the best candidate they will find. Therefore, selecting me is the logical choice. But I need proof that the clerics are really willing to work with me. If I am to work for the clerics, then I would like to be paid. The free people seem to value shards above all things, and so payment would be proof that they take me seriously.
What are your qualifications for this job?
I served as the battlefield technician for my unit in Zakor. I have already discovered errors in the AI systems of the clerics' mechs, and I would be able to modify them. Even the dome isn't running as efficiently as it could. That is another thing I could improve.
Do you think you can work with the clerics?
I think it would be better if this city was led by an alb or a machine. But I understand that it isn't up to me to determine this. So yes, I could imagine working with them in the existing circumstances, despite their inefficiencies.
Okay, so we would have to pay her if we want her to work for clerics. I think we'll get some experience if we pay her, but yeah, let's speak to the last guy. I'm kind of thinking of picking her because I've picked other two candidates in my other playthroughs, so yeah, I want to see how that goes. And we need one guy that's around here. Yeah, there he is.
Hey, you're new here in the city, right?
Yes, I've just arrived.
I thought so. I saw you come through the gate, you see? Anyway, I want to ask you something, if that's alright. Have you been to Edan recently? To the Berserkers' city of Goliath, to be exact. A good friend of mine is still there.
Who's your friend?
His name is Kral. He's a guard at the Mana Shrine. At least, he was when I left. He thought he still had a chance to save his brother, Grimar, from the Alb Converter. Do you know what happened to him?
Kral is dead.
No. Shit. Maybe if I'd stayed... You know, I was even planning how I could get to Goliath to see if I could get him out of there. I had this feeling something bad would happen to him. First his brother and then him. A curse on all of Edan. And thanks anyways.
Tell me about your life in Edan.
Me? I was a worker at the pit. You know, I extracted ELEX from old machines so it could be transmuted into mana. I always wanted to join the Hooded Crows and learn the art of magic, but it wasn't to be. My parents forbade me from trying. My clan told me to stop trying. Not that any of that stopped me. And that's what got me banished. I stole mana from the shrine to try and learn magic myself. And I got myself caught. They sentenced me to exile in the Valley of the Damned, but I escaped. I'd seen the Domed City when I was sent on patrol, so when I left Edan, this was the place I thought of. And here I am.
I would like to learn Berserker magic.
Well, it's pointless asking me. I didn't manage to learn anything useful before I was exiled. The Berserkers won't teach magic to outsiders, especially not a cleric. The Berserkers won't allow clerics into their ranks. They don't believe in technology or in religion.
Vivian sent me.
Is it about the technician job for the clerics?
Yes.
I'm interested, but I'm not sure that this is the job for me. I mean, I've not had much to do with technology. I've tried to learn since I came to Abessa, but I'm still only just starting out.
So, now you've left Edan. What do you think about the clerics?
I'm grateful they let me in. They don't bother me, and I don't bother them. I'm not a berserker anymore. I live here.
What experience do you have with technology?
Well, back in Goliath, I used to take machines apart. There aren't many I've not seen from the inside. Strange, really. My job used to be to get rid of technology, but now all I want to do is put it back together. The Clerics make some incredible things. I mean, just look at the dome. That's an amazing feat of engineering.
If you get orders you don't like, will you run away from here like you did from Adan?
I don't know. But the Clerics don't ban some people from doing some things and not others. If I want to learn about technology, they'll let me. They're the same with everyone.
I've heard enough.
Okay. Right. I'll see you then.
Hey, so he seems like the most logical choice, to be honest. But I'm going to go with her this time, with Naira. But we'll have to spend
If I am to work
500 shards.
Get your payment.
good, then tell the Clerics I can begin work immediately.
Yeah, it's kinda not cool that we had to spend shards, but I wanna try out like that variant of the story. Like picking Naira instead of the other guys. It's definitely not a good idea to pick the outlaw, because he's not interested in the job for the right reasons. But there's like no wrong choice in my opinion. I mean, you should play the game as you want to play it. And in my walkthroughs I wanna try out all the options basically. Hey, Vivian is not here, she's actually at the other side. Let's take a shortcut.
Why would you do that? About the candidates for technician.
Yes?
You should give the separatist Naira the job.
Then you think she'll commit to us here? What convinced you about her?
She's the best candidate by far.
Is that so?
She has the technical ability, and I think she will work hard for you.
Well, if she's convinced you, then we should at least try her. Thank you for helping me with the selection. Here, your payment as promised.
That's less than I paid Naira as an advance.
Well, I didn't ask you to pay her anything. I'm sorry. This is all I can afford. I'd better go and take care of my new recruit right away. This should secure us going forward. At least I hope so.
That guy was never good for anything.
Hey, so Naira should like get here. Let's kinda intercept her along the way, see what she'll say. Kinda wondering. I'm not sure if she's going to go through there or through here. It's kinda... Is that Naira in the distance? Or some random alb? Yeah, that's Naira.
The technician job is yours.
I didn't expect anything else once you had paid me, and so I begin my work immediately. I still have to modify the AI systems, so it is inefficient for me to talk right now. Have a good day.
Okay, so not sure if you noticed, but there's like one more guy standing in front of the cathedral there, and we should speak to him. He wasn't there before.
You there. I've been looking for you. You're the person who realigned the antenna, aren't you?
Okay, yes, that was me.
By Kalan. Then why didn't you come to me before? Is it you that we have to thank for regaining contact with the Horde? That is a blessing indeed. And those skills you've demonstrated, well, I have need of them again. So if you can spare some of your time, I have a job for you. Are you willing to help?
Yes, tell me what you need.
Well, that's simple. We need to send someone to the Horde to make a delivery. So I thought immediately of someone with the requisite survival skills. Ergo, you. You see, we are awaiting the arrival of some combat mechs to boost security. but the Hort requires some additional ELEX to get them active. You have already proven your abilities, so would you take this task on? We'll give you the goods, we simply need them delivering.
Give me the ELEX. I'll take it to the Hort.
Oh, you don't need to take it all the way. A supply party has left the Hort. They'll meet you part way. Here, please, take this crate and meet up with our supply party. They will be waiting near a ruined bridge to the northeast. And just so you know, the crate of ELEX has been security sealed. Not that I don't trust you, but we have to take necessary precautions, given the nature of this cargo. We don't want this falling into the hands of our enemies.
One crate of ELEX is enough for a delivery of mechs?
No, of course not, but it's enough to deal with their current ELEX shortage. And we'd like to get them into operation as soon as possible. That's why we're sending some of our resources to the Hort.
Thoughts are who we truly are.
Okay, so let's do this. By the way, guys, if you end up putting that bug on a relay, you are going to end up like this part of the mission is going to be different. You will have to deliver this thing. I'm not sure if it's actually the same location, but it's going to be intercepted by outlaws. It's kind of additional information. If you kind of watch my outlaw playthrough, you will see that, but no, I know that like not all of you will watch all of the videos, and I still do not want you like to miss parts of the story, so yeah.
High probability of an ambush. Recommend requesting reinforcements.
It's definitely kind of worthwhile to watch my just the parts where I did the quest in the Dome City, because yeah, it can be like different. Because I tried to like do the quest differently.
Halt! In the name of Kalan! It's good to see another soldier of Kalan.
There's no reason to be suspicious.
There are thousands of reasons. Because there are thousands of things trying to kill you. Better to be suspicious than dead. But then you must know what that's like out there, or you wouldn't be standing here.
If it's that bad, then what are you doing out here?
Supply run. We're procuring stores for the Hort. I normally get a bit more backup, though. I'm a logistics specialist, not a combat guy. But with the shortage of men at the moment, I've been pretty much left to take care of myself. And that means I need to be even more suspicious.
Where do you go to get your supplies?
It depends on what we need. I have been to the gates of Goliath, across Tavar, and to the border of Zakor. Across most of Magalan, really. But the world has become so hostile with the factions turning on each other. Getting more dangerous by the day.
If it's so dangerous, why do you still do it?
Because the Hort always needs supplies. Besides, I do like finding interesting places. Magalan never stops with surprises. I remember some ruins in northwest Abessa that I discovered, right next to the cliff. I wasn't able to take a good look around, but maybe you'll find a suitable opportunity someday. I don't really have time for exploring any longer, and I don't want to get killed doing it. My thrill-seeker days are long gone.
Good luck staying alive.
Yeah. Just remember to stay suspicious. It'll keep you alive.
Are you the Cleric's contact?
Were you sent from the domed city?
Yes.
Then I hope you have brought the ELEX with you. Let me have it, and I will take it to Ignodon straight away.
Here. This crate is all they gave me.
Good. They need this back at the Hort. I'd better get it back as soon as I can.
Can I help you get back to the Hort?
Your offer is appreciated, but I am sure Kalan has other plans for you. I can find my way back alone. I should get moving. The sooner I'm back, the better. Kalan bless you, my friend. May he look upon you with the mercy he has shown me.
Okay, let's teleport back. Turn in the quest.
Tell me about the city.
Right, well, where to start? First off, a lot of people are avoiding the north of the city. This place always has something going on, but right now, there's really something brewing. That means the north isn't exactly welcoming unless you're a thug. The western section's safer. You're okay there as long as you don't break the law or look funny or say something the clerics don't like. The southern part, well, that is really quiet. Nothing really happens there, but wherever you are, you should know the clerics are watching. Alois, he runs this place and he hates thieves and beggars and trouble causers and pretty much anyone. He thinks he's God's messenger or something, and that means he's got one big old stick up his ass. So don't piss him off. If you ignore anything else, don't ignore that advice. Don't piss off the clerics. There now, you are fully informed.
I actually
One shard, two.
I actually spoke to him again because he told us that he will have something for us later, but I guess not now.
I delivered the ELEX to your supply party.
Good. We need those mechs here as soon as possible. I hope the supply party make it back to the Hort safely. In any case, you can be proud of your service. Your selfless deed speaks well of you.
It was the right thing to do.
Exactly. If only everyone had the same sense of honor you do. And you doing your job means that I can do mine.
Just one more term.
Okay, so don't have any more quests, but we have few more NPCs to speak to.
The dome is a
Okay, so Alois asks us to figure out who is stealing the stuff, and we kind of know who it is because we went already there once before. But there's a Thieves Guild under here. We didn't enter. Last time I was just stealing stuff around the city, not doing the quest, so yeah.
The claw will be your guide.
You can use katas or rat's claw. Rat's from Outlaw City, kata was from the Berserker Island, but this time I will use the first one.
I found the secret entrance.
So I saw. Where did you get the key?
Yeah, I kinda wanna use the last one just for fun with it.
I got it from a friend.
A friend? What friend?
A good friend. He says you should let me through.
A good... You're talking about Rat, right? Well, if he's vouching for you, then okay, I'll let you through. That speaks well of you. Come on through. Talk to Hector, he'll answer your questions.
So I'm kinda thinking of not doing this quest because I did them in other playthrough. And I want to see what happens if we report them to Aloys, basically. So it's kind of a good thing to do the quest because we'll get a whole bunch of experience. And let's kind of loot this stuff. There was a legendary weapon there. And also there is like... should be somewhere around here, dual skill amulet. Like dual skill amulet is pretty good, but we have the other amulet, so we'll probably sell it, but gives strength dexterity in combat, and the other thing that we picked up that is not that great. Okay, why is this like... yeah, I don't know. And the weapon that we picked up is this thing. It's not that great, to be honest. It's not bad by any, like, I don't know. It's not terrible, but it's not either, like, great weapon. Okay, so I wanna see what will happen if we, like, do not want to join the guild.
I was sent to find you.
By Darius, I'm guessing. And I assume you have a lot of questions about the claws.
Who are you?
My name is Hector. I am the leader of our network of the disinfected. Factions want it for themselves, don't they? All obedience and little reward. I was in the fort in Tavar when the Duke took it from Baxter. One new master to replace the old, and so I thought, why continue like that? So the Claws were born. Whatever faction, whatever land, we are everything and everywhere, and we reward all. Welcome to the Claws.
What is this place?
This is our headquarters, the center of our operations. Well, that's a bit formal. It's more a place that people can come and make contact. We arrange deals, we reward. Here we pledge to work with each other and to keep the word of the Claws.
Who are the Claws?
We are an independent group, dedicated to redistributing wealth to ourselves.
You mean you're thieves?
We take things, but tell me of a faction that doesn't. And they are only interested in their cause. We are an organization of independent wealth acquirers who focus on our members. We don't have ranks, and we don't care which faction you are with. We believe that the only thing that can help you survive and grow in this new world of ours is ELEX.
So, who is in this network?
Oh, that you will discover as you travel across Magalan. We are everywhere. But we choose who we allow to join very carefully. None of us know about the entire network, and nobody, apart from me, knows the size of our organization. We are recognized by our mark, the Claw. Show that, and another Claw should assist you. But let's get to the real reason of your visit. Now that you know who we are, would you like to become part of our network?
What are the goals of the Claws?
The factions are at war. War for land. War for resources. War for war's sake. We have no interest in their politics. We simply want to ensure that whichever side wins, our members prosper. And this place has given us somewhere to stay while the Albs and the Clerics tried to blast each other out of existence. It will give us a place to store our riches until we have enough to found a new empire and the new world that will follow. And so the question is, will you join us in this journey?
Okay, so we have two options. We can tell him that we are going to tell Clerics. Let's see what happens.
What do you think will happen to your secret network when I tell the Clerics you're here?
It seems a mistake has been made. A pity. And it seems there is only one thing we can do. Our secret must be kept.
So, you want to fight? I'll get you!
Okay, so we dealt with those guys. We'll report back to the Eloise. It's kind of different, definitely, from what I did in other playthroughs. But yeah, I wanted to try out this. It's kind of more fun, probably, to do the quests for them. But yeah. And we kind of find out that Xander, that guard on well, the Horde, where the clerics are, is also Claw. Yeah, I could have actually used the bed there. Wait, let's loot everyone. Okay, we can open this chest.
Needs a key.
We cannot open this. That's like
Needs a key.
When we joined the claws, we would be able to do that, basically. That's a job rank where we get our assignments if we join. But since we didn't join, we actually got lots of loot really fast, because this loot you get to, like when you finish all of the quests. So yeah, I think that's all. Let's like pick everything up. Yeah, since I kinda did that. So yeah, if you kinda wanna see the quests, watch out my Outlaw playthrough. I mean, doing the quests for the claws. Yeah, that's definitely all. We cannot get the Xander's chest. We would need to steal his key if we wanted to get that. But I don't think it's like there's anything that important in that chest, so let's teleport up and go to Eloise. See how much, I mean, how much money we would get from like doing it this way. It's definitely like a big deal that you kind of help the clerics for this, so they should like pay well. At least I hope. That's kind of why I wanted to try this out. But also doing the quest for claws also gives a lot of money, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Just one more term. Then I can...
What?
Just one more...
Why can't I turn in the quest? Did I like not get it? That's super weird, guys. Yeah, let's leave it at that. I don't know why that happened, but I really do not know how to fix it, so we are going to leave it at that. Yeah, we kinda have one more thing here in this city. There's that outlaw that told us that other berserker was kinda beating him up, and yeah, we just didn't speak to that berserker. It's kinda the thing. And also the separatists, like, we need to speak to them. So let's see where...
I saw you.
You saw me what?
I saw how you came through into the dome. Who are you? Why were you allowed in?
I'm a cleric.
I should have known clerics wouldn't follow their own rules. This city is supposed to be sealed. No one is supposed to be allowed in. But I suppose you clerics should be allowed some privileges as thanks for offering us all protection. I wouldn't want to have to deal with the outlaws. End up with a city here like the fort in Tavar? No thanks. Not to mention the damn separatists here. They may say they're not Albs anymore, but you can't trust them, whatever they are.
Who are you?
Caleb. I lead the Berserkers who've chosen to settle here in Abessa.
You are separate from the Berserkers in Udan?
We have kept our beliefs, but left behind the laws. We have set our own rules here. Well, none of us are allowed to return to Edan now. Or we just end up being sent to the valley. As to why they came here, well, the first settlers were sent to Abessa to plant a world heart to expand the forest of Edan out here. But they were cut off from Edan by the Albs, left on their own to survive. And after a while, they decided to keep it that way. The warlords in Goliath weren't happy. But they're stretched too thin for another conflict, so here we are. And since they settled here, others have joined us. Some are escaped exiles, others just chose to leave Edan.
What do you have against the Separatists?
They are coming here, to our city. The only city with a real chance of peace among the factions. If it was up to me, then we would make sure these Albs went somewhere else. They might say we have the same goal, the same enemy, but I don't believe a word of what they say. Who says they aren't spies sent here to deactivate the dome? They can't be trusted.
You want to have all the Separatists thrown out of the city?
Yeah. And you know what? I have already started to make it happen. I'll recruit anyone who'll help get this done. We have an eyewitness who claims to have seen the Separatists exchanging information with the Albs. Traitorous bastards.
Who is this eyewitness?
The Berserker Jorg saw Fenk meet with an Alb in front of the city. Why would they meet if it wasn't to exchange information about the dome? Sadly, Jorg is the only one who's seen Fenk. And now he started saying he isn't sure he really saw Fenk meet an Alb from Zakor. So I have to jog Jorg's memory, or make sure he stops denying what he said. There has to be a way to do that.
You don't think that Jorg could have been wrong in the first place?
No, never. You can't trust these Separatists. They'll betray us sooner or later for sure. I'm telling you, this is just the beginning.
Okay, so the Berserkers want to throw the Separatists out of the city. See, there's Brobek.
Hey, come over here. Let's get a drink together.
What are we celebrating?
Victory over the Albs! Or do you have another reason to celebrate? Because any reason works for me!
I believe.
Drink up. Drink up to the end of our days. Here, my friend, to what's coming. And now, tell me about your glorious deeds. Or have you just been sitting on your ass, letting others fight the beasts of Zakor for you?
I've done more fighting than a barfly like you.
Ha! You have to have balls to challenge me like that. Here, you've earned something to drink.
Why aren't you in Edan with the other Berserkers?
Fuck the Berserkers. I don't have anything more in common with them. They would have exiled me to the valley sooner or later, so I beat them to the punch and left. Fuck them and their laws. You can have it much easier here. And if you want to earn something for nothing, try fighting one of the outlaws here in the domed city. Those assholes always come off worse. Just ask Riley. He knows it's time for him to take another beating.
I'm not doing your dirty work.
Well, then we really don't have much to talk about then, do we? Fucking pacifist.
Alright, so we can try to beat up Brobek, but kinda do not like that quest. I won't beat up Brobeck or the Riley. I mean, they're both kinda... I don't know. Let them sort out their mess. So, yeah.
Are you here to pay me those
Let's speak to Feng.
Hey, you. Hey, it's you.
Yes, Fink. It's me, Jax.
I heard they shot you down. That you were dead. Apparently that was wrong. But if you're here, does that mean you're a separatist now? Will you stay here and support our cause? I'm sure you would be very welcome.
What cause?
We've broken free from Zakor, from being slaves to ELEX. And we've worked, persuaded people to allow us into the city. And now we're here, we are working to be allowed to stay. Would you be willing to help us?
I will give you my support.
Good. We have to stick together. People blame us for this war, even though we left Zakor to escape it. They will doubt us until the day peace begins. I mean, they don't even trust each other. Among all these warring people, all these different agendas, we, you and I, share a similar destiny. It's the only way anyone will survive.
It seems like you're tolerated here in the city.
That is exactly what we are. Tolerated. We are still a long way from being accepted.
Tolerate, to permit the existence of, with the implication that an effort is required to do this.
Some people make that effort more obvious than others. But there are some who have grown used to us being here. This city is a place of freedom, but all the old suspicions remain. The outlaws claim they are being oppressed. The clerics say they are neutral, but they aren't. The berserkers, they don't seem to know what they're doing, apart from avoiding their laws. We are trying to discover who we are. I think people see that we are all here for a new start.
Do you need help?
It is good that you offer to help us. The berserkers are already trying to get us thrown out of the city. We need the protection offered by this place. We won't survive without it. We've persuaded people here that we are worth a chance, but there will always be those who won't see it that way. And the Albs and Zakor want us dead. If we're to stay, we need someone to get to Caleb and Jorg. They are key to our future.
About the threat of you being thrown out of the city. What is the problem with Caleb and Jorg?
Jorg is a berserker. He's accused us of spying for the Albs and Zakor. He claims he saw us handing over information about the shield generators. It's completely illogical. We are the ones with the most to lose if Zakor captures this city. But the free people are prisoners to emotion. It makes them doubt logic. They have already thrown one of our group out of the city. Now they are threatening the rest of us with the same fate. We are no friends of the Albs and Zakor. They would see us dead. We want this to be our home now. We need the free people to understand this.
I will help you.
Good. That is the response I wanted. It is best if you go straight to Jorg. Caleb is already attempting further arguments to ensure our expulsion. But it is Jorg's statement that has put us in danger. That lie underpins Caleb's argument against us. If people believe we are working with the enemy, we will be exiled from the city and left to die. But if Jorg confesses his lie, then Caleb would no longer have the proof he claims. They would have no reason to expel us.
Okay, so in one of the previous walkthroughs I've helped the berserkers, but in this one I'm going to help the Albus. See how that kinda impacts the storyline. Let's find Jorg. He should be somewhere around here.
The people up there will take care of it. Don't think you can steal anything here.
Maybe he's in a tavern.
Really? Now? Those guys are completely screwed. No argument.
I heard about your fight with Brabak.
Ah, forget that guy. Every city has someone like him. You just have to ignore them. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Do you have any news to go with that drink?
News? I presume you're talking about news from in here. I don't hear anything much from the outside now the city gates are sealed. The future of the domed city is the only topic people are concerned about right now. That's pretty much all of the conversation. There's been peace in here for years, but right now, well, we're all set for things to boil over. I don't want to say it's the Cleric's fault. It's always easy to blame the people in charge, isn't it? But who else do we blame? The Berserkers, the Outlaws, the Separatists? Me? I find it best not to blame anyone.
How is business?
Now that everyone is paying credit? Roaring. Not many people aren't happy to pay on credit. It's me that's holding the bill and hoping to get paid before I run out of supplies. Speaking of which, do you know where I can get any food supplies? I'll pay real shards to get more food supplies in.
Most people try to earn a profit in your situation, huh?
Try, yeah. Achieving is something different. I'd rather you get the supplies honestly, but if you take them from people who have too much, who am I to question it? But if you steal from those with nothing, then I don't want anything from you. I like to keep things honest.
They say that, but you know they collect ELEX for themselves.
It is all about serious personal dedication. We'll never find out.
Well, where's that guy, Caleb? Maybe he's around here, where the Berserkers are. Let's see. Cleric, Caleb.
Are you looking for something?
Maybe he's like here. Well, that's super weird.
Listen to your order. Do your duty.
I'll probably end up marking him on a map.
I need the shards. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I will do that. Can usually find the person that I'm looking for, but wait.
Fucking hell. It'll cost all of us.
Oh wow, he was sleeping.
If you're here for the food rations, then I'll tell you what I told the other 100 people. Someone must have been making a joke. I don't have anything to sell or give out, so you can just turn around and leave.
I'm not here about the food rations.
You're not? Ah, is that so? Well, then I'm sorry. I have been the butt of a joke that has left me rather angry, and I thought... Well, I'm sorry. It's just... I'm just so sick of it. The belligerence between the Berserkers and Outlaws. Everything was simpler when I was a cultivator in Goliath. We had laws and everyone obeyed them. Why can't people just all work together?
If you feel that way, why don't you go back to Goliath?
No. Those days are gone. I left willingly to establish a world heart here in Abessa. But when it became clear that the seedling wouldn't grow, Caleb decided that we would remain here. And whatever Caleb says is best. But now, no. I can't go back. We went against orders from Goliath. If I go back now, they'll just stick me in a cage, no questions asked.
Fink sent me.
Did he? Well, I don't have anything to say to those albs. This whole thing between Caleb and Fink is starting to get on my nerves. I shouldn't have said anything, okay? But what's done is done, and that's that.
Tell me your version of the story.
My version? I'm stuck between the two of them. I told Caleb in confidence that I saw Fink meet an alb outside the city. Could have been a separatist, but I wasn't sure. I didn't see any more than that, but Caleb decided to tell the clerics. He convinced me that the alb Fink met must have been from Zakor. But I have no real idea who he was. or what faction he's with.
About the situation with the Separatists.
Do you have any idea what I should do? I feel this is a mess.
Go to the Clerics and tell them you made a mistake.
I can't do that. Caleb will call me a traitor. And for all I know, Caleb is right. That Alb could have been from Zakor. What if Fenk actually is an Alb spy?
You shouldn't let Caleb intimidate you.
You're right. I let him push me around even when we were living in Goliath. I was always following someone or other and doing what they told me. You're right. I've done Caleb's bidding without question for far too long, and where's it got me? I'll go to the Clerics and tell them the Albs are innocent. You've helped me decide. Thank you. I will go to the Clerics and do the right thing. I don't want someone to be thrown out of the city because of me.
Okay, let's speak to the Fenk, and we can also speak to Caleb along the way. Why not?
Well, that's one view of it.
You. It was you, wasn't it? You made sure Jorg testified. It'll be your damned fault if we all die here. Why don't you just go fuck yourself? You've already fucked us.
Yeah, like every quest you do here, like it feels like you are changing the whole city. Okay, let's speak to Fenk.
You may remain in the city.
You managed to get Jorg to admit his lie to the Clerics? That is good. It seems we can trust in the Clerics' justice after all. Your service should be rewarded. That is half of my daily ration. I hope it is enough to show thanks.
What goods have you got?
Okay, nothing special there. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we didn't level up. I was wondering if we are kind of close. And so we kind of finish, like, there's like this quest where we need to beat up either Robek or the other one. And it's something like that I really do not want to do in this playthrough, so I'm just going to like leave it there to sit. And so we're kind of left with main missions and stuff. I'm going to like let's teleport like to camping center for now. I want to use bed to like reset the time of day. But yeah, we are kind of, before we start doing any more missions, we need to raise our cold values at least like above neutral. So yeah, because we'll need it for these quests, because I want to get the cold answers for main missions, and to do that I will need to farm. So in next video we'll farm a bit. Not sure if I'm going to record like all the, I don't know how much time I need to farm that stuff out, but I think it would be like really boring if few episodes are like just me farming stuff. So I'm probably going to do one episode and then just keep repeating like farming stuff from animals and selling them and crafting ELEX drinks, and see if how much time I need to like make all the potions and stuff.
A tame jackal? I've never met one like this before.
So yeah, this is all for this one. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
Reward levels are high in this area.